Okay, now, again, hi, it's Nick Dutch here. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about divination, because obviously I should have mentioned this earlier on. I am a professional diviner. I do not do anything else for a living apart from tarot readings and acts of magic for people. That's it. That's my job. It's not a great living. I do not make enough money to be able to have a good quality life, go on holidays, go out all the time, and all the rest of it. The hours I work are incredibly long, and it's incredibly lowly paid. But it's not the kind of work you do for a living. It's not the kind of work you do for money. It's not the kind of work you do for a good quality long-term career. I can just back keep my bills paid, basically, and that's if I'm lucky. But anyway, divination and how it's done. This particular presentation is about using sortilege, or indeed tools such as runestones or tarot cards, which you can either shuffle or somehow randomize to then provide a pattern, which is normally called a spread or a cast or a casting, depending upon which particular set of ideas you've been listening to recently. And there are two particular theories about using tarot and runes to be able to get a particular result in the form of your divination. It should be, dead easy to you, complete no-brainer to realize you can use the same or similar methods with tea leaf reading, coffee ground reading, and all the rest of it, okay? But that's a slightly different method, slightly different school of thought. Now, the first method I will talk about is much more the ritual magic orientated method. If you go to the studies done by Dean Radin and other quantum physicists and their theories, you'll see that randomness can develop order in accordance with concentration, attention, and intention. There have been tests done with skilled meditators, for instance, and under certain circumstances electronic random number generators would stop being random, and so on and so forth. Lots of little phenomena which occur because of the mind to physical matter interface, as some people call it. So, to do divination in this manner, firstly you've got to have understood the symbolism of either your tarot pack or your rune stones, and going through a list of instructions and reading out what they mean won't help you at all. I don't think, because part of it is intuitive, part of it is what your mind's telling you, which of course you do in a calm, tranquil, meditative state of mind. And you create a space which can be like a ritual circle or an environment which you yourself create sacred via ritual means, but predominantly through meditation, prayer, and all the other mainstays of spiritual experience. Once you're sure it's there and you can feel the space being somehow different, and again, this is not a frenzied rite, it's not a hyperactive, no, we've got to get an answer now. No, it's much more calm, tranquil, meditative, contemplative, almost worshipful, alright? Because you're communicating with some other source of inspiration, as well as the apparently random spread in front of you, or random casting in front of you. So you reach the point whereby you've got this nice calm space, and you then create in your mind, and you use your lips, you actually speak, because as Alphonse Louis Constant said, to speak is to create. You actually say what it is you're looking for. Then you shuffle like mad, focusing on what you've just said, or you stir up your runestones like mad, creating randomness out of a previously ordered pattern. As many times you cut, as many times you divide, as many times, and you move them around as many times as you can. Then you create your cast, you create your spread, and from the symbols you've got, bearing in mind you know the meanings of the symbology and how complex it is, you will then get your answer. What you should do at that point is to essentially write down what the reading is telling you, not what you're telling the reading to tell you, but what the reading is telling you. Alright, both from any higher sources as well as from the reading itself. And then come back to that answer later on. You know, close your circle, close your temple, close your sacred space, finish it off through undoing or doing your ritual bit backwards. And then with your written record of what the reading is about, you know, go away, have a nice cup of tea, go for a walk with the dogs, whatever it is you have to do to clear your mind, and then come back to the reading and try and see that in a different state of mind, in a different frame of mind. And then you will see whether there can be a correlation there or there might not be a correlation there or something useful. Do not throw the results of your reading away. Keep it folded up or in a folder or in a drawer somewhere, and then refer back to it as time goes by and see how useful that can be. That's the method of using sortilege, pure and simple. Now the other method is what's called the assisted clairvoyance side of things, in which you're using not your physical body, not the mind the way you normally would, but some variety of almost remote viewing. Alright, in which case you don't have to shuffle anywhere near as much. You don't have to, you know, mix your runestones up anywhere near as much. But when you do your spread, you're not reacting to a deep analytical understanding of what the symbols are trying to tell you. You're actually reaching out with your mind through what feels like time and space to try and work out the answers, and only half looking through your eyes at the spread itself. So that's when you're going out there, you projecting like the astral cable from your forehead to try and find the answers. Only part of it will be in the spread in front of you. Now, there seems to be a number of different ways in which you can project your astral cable from your forehead, and one is to look down. And that's actually quite useful when you're trying to contact over long distances for some reason. And also if you're sending your astral cable downwards, it actually seems like you're lowering your brainwave frequency. If you've used mind machines a lot on like the theta or shamanic frequencies, you will realize that the state of mind you go into at that point feels very similar to the shamanic trance. So it's probable you're getting your brain used to using shamanic techniques and visualization techniques and receptive visualization. So you're not creating a pattern in your mind, but you're creating the ability in your mind to be receptive to images. And then you'll start to get extra feedback and extra ideas. Now that's the method which I tend to use in some of the more complex telephone readings that I do. Whereas, you know, I do this for a living, and I've got pretty good reputation for a relatively high degree of accuracy. You cannot guarantee 100% accuracy. The human component will always affect the quality of the result. That's something you have to bear in mind. So if you're looking for a hard and fast yes/no answer, you don't get that. And it's wise not to look out for a hard and fast yes/no answer. It's much wiser just to use it as a contemplative exercise so that you can then think about your life from a different angle or a different point of view. Alright? That's just a brief outline of using tarot, using runestones, using sortilege. Obviously with tea leaf reading, with coffee ground reading, it's much more to do with searching out for symbols which are already there, which can require your analytical mind a little more. But if you're to do this based upon like the quantum model, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, then the order should come out of the chaos within the coffee grounds and tea leaves anyway. If it doesn't, then you go to using your assisted clairvoyance method and see whether that can get you any answers. And that should provide you with an interesting way of using your traditional divination techniques. As far as using the crystal ball is concerned, that's more like using an optical focus, and then to project your astral cable outwards and just use that crystal ball as an object of contemplation or something to fix your eyes upon when you're sending the cable out. Most crystal balls are actually roughly what feels like the diameter of your astral cable when it comes out of your forehead anyway. So it makes a lot of sense to use a scrying device with the right sort of size and shape. However, you don't have to keep your eyes open all the time, especially if you're doing a very extended astral reading. Alright, so that's something to play around with. Do leave some feedback, leave some notes, and let me know how you get on and what results you get.